What if I told you that plain water is not always the fastest way to rehydrate your body? It sounds impossible, but it's true. When you sweat in the garden, work through the summer heat, or wake up feeling drained, your body is not just missing water, it's missing minerals called electrolytes, things like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, and plain water alone cannot replace them. In fact, chugging plain water after heavy sweating can leave you running to the bathroom while your body stays thirsty. Today I'm going to show you 20 natural electrolyte drinks that can rehydrate you faster than water using ingredients you can grow, harvest, ferment, or find in your own kitchen right now. So, let's get into it. Drink number 1, cucumber mint water. The garden cooler. Hiding in plain sight. Cucumber mint water is nothing more than sliced cucumber and a handful of fresh mint leaves steeped in cool water for a few hours. Cucumbers are about 95% water, and that water doesn't come alone. It comes packaged with small amounts of potassium and magnesium, plus natural plant compounds that plain tap water simply doesn't have. The mint adds a cooling sensation that makes you want to keep sipping, and that matters more than you might think. Flavor isn't a luxury, it's one of the simplest ways to encourage yourself to drink enough throughout the day. Drink number 2, watermelon juice. The summer fruit that is secretly a hydration machine. Watermelon is around 92% water, but that's only the beginning of the story. That sweet red flesh carries potassium, a touch of magnesium, natural sugars that help your body absorb fluid, and an amino acid called citrulline that researchers are studying for its role in blood flow and muscle recovery. Blend fresh watermelon with a squeeze of lime and a tiny pinch of salt, and you have something remarkably close to a natural sports drink, in a color no factory could improve. In Mexico, agua de sandía has been a beloved street drink for generations, and in the American South, watermelon was once so central to summer life that entire church picnics were built around it. The natural sugar in watermelon isn't just there for taste. Small amounts of sugar actually help pull water through the wall of your intestines and into your bloodstream, which is one reason fruit-based drinks rehydrate so efficiently. Drink number 3, hibiscus tea. The ruby red drink. Beloved from Egypt to Mexico. Hibiscus tea, brewed from the deep red calyxes of the roselle plant, turns ordinary water into a tart, cranberry-like infusion the color of stained glass. Hibiscus is naturally rich in plant acids and small amounts of minerals, and research suggests it may help support healthy blood pressure levels as part of a healthy lifestyle. Its bright tartness also triggers your mouth to water, quietly encouraging you to drink more. Served cold with a touch of honey and a small pinch of salt, it becomes a genuinely refreshing electrolyte drink that outshines anything with a cartoon label. One gentle note: because hibiscus is being studied for its effect on blood pressure, people taking blood pressure medication or those who are pregnant should talk with their doctor before drinking large amounts. Drink number 4, barley water. The ancient grain. Drink physicians. Trusted for thousands of years. When barley simmers, it releases soft starches, B vitamins, and minerals into the water, creating a drink that is gentle on the stomach and slightly nourishing, not just wet. Traditional households valued it especially for people recovering from illness, when the body desperately needs fluid but plain water feels harsh and empty. Add fresh lemon juice, a spoonful of honey, and a small pinch of salt, and you have a drink that quietly resembles the rehydration formulas used in hospitals around the world today. People forgot barley water because it isn't flashy, but sometimes the oldest remedies survive for a reason. Number 5, maple water. The spring sap. That trees have been offering all along. It's a crystal clear, faintly sweet liquid that flows up the tree every spring, and Native American peoples of the northeastern woodlands were drinking it fresh from the tree centuries before European settlers ever arrived. Maple water contains natural sugars, manganese, and small amounts of potassium and calcium, all dissolved in water the tree itself has drawn up and filtered through its roots. It takes roughly 40 gallons of sap to make a single gallon of maple syrup, which tells you just how much drinkable sap a single sugar maple pours out every season. In recent years, bottled maple water has appeared on store shelves as a trendy hydration drink, often at premium prices. Meanwhile, homesteaders with even one mature maple tree can tap it themselves with about $20 worth of simple equipment. A tap, a bucket, a few weeks of late winter patience, and you're drinking the same spring tonic that sustained people on this land for countless generations. Drink number 6. Birch water, the northern forest. Tonic Europe never forgot. Every spring, for a window of only a few weeks, birch trees push a flood of clear sap upward. And people across Scandinavia, Russia, and Eastern Europe have been tapping it for centuries. Birch water contains natural minerals, including manganese, along with small amounts of potassium, calcium, and magnesium in a drink that tastes like pure water with the faintest whisper of sweetness. If you live where birch trees grow, this is a genuinely forgotten skill worth learning. Just be sure to identify your trees correctly, tap them responsibly, and seal the hole afterwards so the tree stays healthy. Drink number 7. Rice water, the humble kitchen liquid. That helped change. World Health rice water is simply the starchy, cloudy liquid left after simmering rice in extra water. When someone is losing fluids, the gentle starches in rice water provide a mild source of energy while helping the body take in fluid. And it's famously easy on an upset stomach when almost nothing else will stay down. Researchers studying oral rehydration in the 20th century even developed rice-based rehydration solutions, and studies suggested they worked remarkably well for restoring fluids during illness. Of course, for serious dehydration or ongoing illness, especially in small children, always seek proper medical care. People ignore rice water because it costs nothing and looks like nothing. Drink number 8. Orange juice with a pinch of sea salt. The breakfast classic with a hidden upgrade. Freshly squeezed orange juice is naturally rich in potassium, one of the key electrolytes your body loses through sweat. And it carries vitamin C and natural fruit sugars in every golden glass. Sweat is salty, which means the mineral you lose most when you work hard in the heat is sodium. Orange juice, on its own, is quite low in it. Add a small pinch of sea salt and a splash of water to fresh orange juice, and suddenly you have a balanced drink with sodium, potassium, sugar, and fluid, the same basic recipe found inside commercial sports drinks, without the artificial dyes. Drink number 9, chia fresca, the running drink of the Tarahumara people. Deep in the canyons of northern Mexico live the Tarahumara, a people legendary for running astonishing distances through brutal, sun-scorched terrain. Their traditional drink is called isquiate, or chia fresca, and it's simply water, chia seeds, lime juice, and a touch of sweetener. When chia seeds sit in water, they swell into soft little gel beads, absorbing many times their own weight in liquid. That gel moves through your body slowly, releasing fluid gradually instead of rushing straight through you. And the seeds themselves supply minerals, including calcium, magnesium, and potassium along the way. The lime adds vitamin C and brightness, while the touch of honey or sugar helps your body absorb the fluid more efficiently. Chia was so highly valued in ancient Mesoamerica that Aztec records describe it being collected as tribute, treated almost like currency alongside corn and beans. Stir a spoonful of seeds into a glass of water with lime and honey. Drink number 10. Salted lemonade. The street drink India calls Shikanji. It's lemonade with salt in it, called Shikanji or nimbu pani. It blends fresh lemon juice, cool water, sugar or honey, a pinch of salt, and often a dusting of roasted ground spices like cumin. This traditional street recipe accidentally mirrors the modern science of rehydration almost perfectly. Salt replaces the sodium lost in sweat. Sugar helps shuttle water and sodium through the intestinal wall and into the bloodstream. Lemon provides potassium, vitamin C, and a tartness that keeps you sipping until the glass is empty. It's essentially a folk version of the oral rehydration formula that health organizations now promote around the world. Drink number 11, tomato juice, the garden vegetable drink built like a recovery formula. A single glass delivers a generous dose of potassium along with sodium, especially in traditional canned versions, plus lycopene, The red plant compound researchers have studied for years for its role in supporting heart health. That combination of sodium and potassium together in one glass is exactly what your body craves after heavy sweating. It may help explain why tomato juice has quietly remained a favorite on airplanes and in old-fashioned diners for nearly a century, even as flashier drinks came and went. And a dash of celery, which carries natural sodium of its own, makes it even better. Drink number 12, milk, the drink that stunned hydration researchers. Milk, both regular and skim milk, have been shown to keep people hydrated longer than plain water. Milk naturally contains sodium, potassium, a little sugar in the form of lactose, and protein. That combination slows down how quickly fluid leaves the stomach and helps the body hold onto it, instead of sending it straight through. For those who tolerate dairy, a glass of cold milk after hot outdoor work is genuinely one of the most effective recovery drinks available, with protein for tired muscles as a bonus. If you're starting to see the pattern here, if you're realizing that some of the most powerful drinks for your body are hiding in plain sight, in your garden, in your pantry, and in your own family's history, do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. It helps this video reach more people who love plants, gardening, and old wisdom that still works today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button and ring the bell. Now, back to the list, because the drinks only get stronger from here. Drink number 13, buttermilk. The churns left over that farm families refuse to waste buttermilk carries the electrolytes of milk, including potassium, calcium, and sodium, but with less fat, a lighter body, and friendly cultures from fermentation that many people find easier on the stomach. In the American South, a glass of cold buttermilk, sometimes with cornbread crumbled right into it, was a beloved supper on sweltering summer evenings. And this tradition is far bigger than America. In India, a thinner, spiced version called chas is still poured freely all summer long, seasoned with salt, roasted cumin, and fresh mint. Drink number 14, Ayran, the salted yogurt, drink of shepherds and empires. Take plain yogurt, cold water, and salt, blend them together until frothy. That's Ayran, and it has cooled people across Turkey, the Middle East, and Central Asia for many centuries, with roots stretching back to nomadic herders who fermented milk to preserve it on the long move between pastures. Salting a yogurt drink isn't a strange flavor choice. It's functional genius. The yogurt supplies potassium, calcium, protein, and live cultures. The salt replaces the sodium that sweating bodies lose by the hour. And it worked so well that today ayran is served everywhere in Turkey, right alongside the soda fountain. Drink number 15, beet kvass, the ruby ferment of Eastern European kitchens. Beet kvass is a deep crimson fermented drink made by covering chopped beets with salted water and letting friendly bacteria quietly work for several days. And this is where things get interesting. The finished drink is salty, earthy, tangy, and alive. It carries sodium from the brine, potassium and folate from the beets, and beneficial acids from the fermentation itself. Beets also contain natural nitrates that researchers have been studying for their possible role in supporting circulation and exercise performance. The flavor is bold, so start with small amounts. Drink number 16, pickle brine. The jar liquid athletes stopped throwing away. The salty, sour liquid left in a jar of pickles, the liquid most people pour straight down the drain, has become a legitimate recovery drink. And professional athletes now sip it on the sidelines of televised games. Pickle brine is rich in sodium, the #1 mineral lost in sweat, along with smaller amounts of potassium. Vinegar-based brines also add a curious acidity. Some research suggests that small amounts of pickle juice may help shorten muscle cramps after exercise, possibly by triggering nerve reflexes in the mouth and throat, rather than through the minerals alone. If you ferment your own cucumbers in a simple salt brine, the liquid also contains live cultures, making homemade brine arguably better than anything from a factory bottle. Just remember, this is a strong, high-sodium drink,
Pour all
so
of this
small
in
amounts are the
directly
tradition.
with our cucumber.
Drink number 17, honey lemon salt water, the homemade formula that echoes a lifesaver. Stir a spoonful of honey, the juice of half a lemon, and a small pinch of salt into a quart of clean water. And you've made a folk version of one of the most important health discoveries of the 20th century. The science behind it is beautifully elegant. Sugar and sodium together unlock a doorway in the intestinal wall that pulls water into the body far more efficiently than water can manage alone. Honey brings the sugar, along with trace minerals. Lemon brings potassium, vitamin C, and brightness. Salt brings the sodium that makes the whole system work. Now, to be clear, for actual medical dehydration, proper medical care and properly measured rehydration solutions always matter. Drink number 18. Posca, the vinegar drink that marched with Roman legions. Posca was a humble mix of sour wine or vinegar stirred into water, sometimes brightened with herbs. Making a modern Posca couldn't be simpler. Just add a tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar to a tall glass of cold water, a touch of honey to soften the flavor, and maybe a sprig of fresh thyme from the herb bed. Drink number 19. Switchel the Haymaker's Punch, that fueled American harvests. Switchel is a colonial-era blend of water, apple cider vinegar, ginger, and a sweetener, most traditionally blackstrap molasses. Every single ingredient earns its place. Blackstrap molasses is genuinely rich in potassium, along with iron, calcium, and magnesium. The vinegar adds tang, and if it's raw and unfiltered, it also brings beneficial acids created through fermentation. Ginger settles the stomach and gives that gentle, warming bite our ancestors trusted when working in the heat. Mix 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of molasses, 1 teaspoon of grated ginger, and a pinch of salt into a quart of cold water. Chill it overnight and drink exactly what your forefathers drank between wagon loads of hay. Drink number 20. Coconut water. Nature's original sports drink. Sealed inside a fruit coconut water is the clear liquid inside young green coconuts, and it's naturally loaded with potassium, roughly 500 to 600 milligrams per cup, which is more than a banana, along with sodium, magnesium, calcium, and gentle natural sugars, all sealed inside sterile packaging that nature designed herself. Because coconut water is very high in potassium and relatively low in sodium, people with kidney conditions should check with their doctor before drinking it regularly. Heavy sweaters may still want to add that little pinch of salt, but as an all-natural, ready-made electrolyte drink, nothing else on earth comes bottled by a tree. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you now know something most people completely miss. Hydration was never just about water, it's about water, plus minerals. For thousands of years, from Roman soldiers to colonial haymakers, to shepherds in the hills of Anatolia, ordinary people solved that problem with vinegar and molasses, with yogurt and salt, with tree sap, tiny seeds, and the liquid inside a coconut. These drinks aren't just old stories. They're useful, they're powerful, and they're worth rediscovering. Most of them cost just pennies to make from things you can grow in your garden or keep in your pantry right now. So here's what I want you to do. Smash that like button if this video changed the way you think about staying hydrated. Drop a comment below and tell me which drink surprised you the most. Are you Team Switchel, Team Pickle Brine, or Team Coconut Water? I read every comment, and I genuinely love hearing from you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. The next time you come in from the garden dripping with sweat, don't just reach for the faucet. Reach for what your ancestors reached for. Drink like the generations who built this land with their own 2 hands.